Hi there, I'm Ryan Capaccio, co-founder of Simplicity Trading Systems. Welcome to the Early Warning Signal tutorial, a beginner's guide to predicting price dips. The early warning signal is just one of 7 signals offered in the Endeavor add-on for Metastack. When all the signals are used together, you'll be able to predict the future movements of your favorite securities. Now, let's get started. So, what are early warning signals? Well, simply put, early warning signals represent potential price dips. Price is likely to experience a downward movement during an upward trend. This means when you're in a trade that's making a nice upward trend, you'll be able to predict when price is going to dip down. So the question is, how do you find them? You begin by opening the Power Console inside Metastack by clicking the P icon in the top left corner of the screen. Most of the time, if you're dealing with an early warning signal, it's because you've entered a trade based on one of the colored signals. Either green, blue, or blue 2. And you're checking to see if you've received an early warning signal. To do this, simply enter the ticker symbol into the instrument section. For my example, I'll use ticker symbol UAL. And make sure your range is set to load default records and display is set to 500 records. Then click Open Chart in the bottom right hand corner. Your chart will then open. If you're wondering what time frames these charts are in, we use daily bar charts, which means every bar in the chart represents one trading day. We recommend that you use daily charts when using Endeavor. Now we need to apply the Endeavor and Discovery template to see which category price is in. To do this, simply right-click on the chart and click Apply Template. Then scroll all the way down and select STS Endeavor and Discovery Template. Next, click the Apply button in the bottom right corner. You'll notice there is now a ribbon on the bottom of your chart that shows price in the Endeavor category. If you applied the template and received an error message, that's because Endeavor requires a security to have a minimum of 201 trading days to begin working, so it won't work on any new IPO until the minimum number of days is met. After the ribbon appears in the bottom of your chart, our next step is to apply the early warning signal. To do this, click the Expert Advisor icon on the top of the screen. Then select Smart Get Out EW, which stands for Early Warning, and click the Attach button. Next, close the Expert Advisor. You'll notice an early warning signal will appear on your chart, along with an alert box, informing us that early warning occurred and price is likely to experience a dip during an upward trend once its TP has been crossed. Check Early Warnings commentary for the trigger point and color classification. After you've read the message, click the OK button. The next step is to bring up our commentary so we can identify our trigger point and color classification. But first, let's zoom in a little on the chart by clicking the plus icon in the bottom right corner. Now, click View in the top left corner and select Expert Commentary. When the commentary window opens, you'll find a wide variety of useful information, starting with the definition of early warning, along with the guidelines required to confirm the signal. Let's take a look at the information one section at a time, starting with the definition of early warning. Early warning signals represent potential price dips. Price is likely to experience a downward movement during an upward trend once its trigger point has been crossed. Now, the definition of early warning references a term that you may not be familiar with. Trigger point. A trigger point, also referred to as TP, is a price that if crossed confirms the signal. Now, no action should be considered until the TP is crossed. We use trigger points to help prevent us from getting whipsawed when entering a trade. The next section in the commentary is labeled Colors that apply to early warning. This is a quick reminder of the 3 colors that utilize early warning signals, meaning when any one of these 3 colors are used, you should watch for an early warning signal, or the corresponding alert box, identifying potential dips in price. Let's quickly go through each one of these colors. Green signals predict long-term trends. Blue signals predict short-term trends. And blue 2 signals predict price consolidating before developing short-term trends. Next, we have our early warning date, which shows the date on the chart where the early warning signal occurred. Below the date, you'll find the trigger point, which is the most important piece of information in the commentary. Our trigger point is 79.86. Remember, for an early warning signal to be confirmed, price must cross the trigger point. Now, to get a better idea of how far price has to fall to cross the trigger point, let's mark 79.86 on the chart with a horizontal red line. To do this, simply click the horizontal line icon on the left-hand side. Place the line anywhere in the chart, then double-click on it. Type in the value of the trigger point, 79.86, and if you want to choose the color of your line, select Color and Style. Then click OK. You'll notice a line has appeared on the chart that represents 79.86. I've also added the price on top of the line for your reference. Now, throughout this process, I've used a few terms that you may not be familiar with, terms that mainly pertain to the colored signals. It is not necessary to memorize any definitions that we've discussed. If you continue scrolling down in the commentary, you'll find a section called Colors that Apply to Early Warning. In this section, we've provided the definitions of the unfamiliar terms, as well as a link to more tutorial videos like the one you're watching now. We are now finished with the commentary window, and it's okay to close it. Click the X in the top right-hand corner. Now, let's quickly recap what we know. If price crosses the trigger point of 79.86, the early warning signal will be confirmed, and you should expect price to take a dip down. By knowing this, we now have time to prepare ourselves for the downward movement. Let's move forward in time and see if our signal gets confirmed. The next day, price crosses the trigger point, confirming our early warning signal, and we should expect price to dip in the next few days. Let's move forward in time again and see if price has a downward movement. You can see price moved from our trigger point of 79.86 down to 76 even, losing over 4.5% in just 12 days. The good news is, we knew this was going to happen and we were 100% prepared for it. When you use the early warning signal, you'll never be surprised by dips, drops, or downward movements ever again. You'll be prepared for whatever the market throws at you. Once you get used to all the features early warning has to offer, you'll be able to analyze potential trades in minutes. Remember, early warning is just one of 7 signals in the Endeavor add-on for Metastock, so don't forget to check out the videos on all the other signals. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and as always, if you have any questions, or if you have an idea for a tutorial that you think will help others, you can contact us at about@simplicitytradingsystems.com.